A judge's son accidentally hit someone with his car and ran away. He was sure that his father would use his connections to save him. That's why he fled without thinking twice. But the moment his father found out, he immediately prepared to take his son to the police station himself. After all, he was a judge and believed in justice. And in Korea, such cases usually meant just a few years in prison. But at the police station, Ho Young couldn't even step out of the car. So Song had no choice but to go in alone and surrender on his son's behalf. The moment he entered, he saw chaos everywhere. On the screen, the video of that car accident was playing. All the officers were busy hunting for the driver. And then it was revealed. The victim wasn't an ordinary man. It was Kim's son, the heir of Korea's most powerful businessman and underworld don. 3 years ago, Kim had been jailed in a violent scandal. But Song knew if Kim wanted out, it would be child's play for him. And now, with his son dead, Kim would punish the driver with a fate worse than death. Terrified, Song rushed back home with his son. The moment they got there, he put on gloves and cleaned every trace of blood from the car. He then threw his son's blood-stained clothes into a garbage truck and stood there until the clothes were shredded into pieces. Meanwhile, the prison warden went to break the news to Kim. The moment Kim heard, he exploded with rage and immediately used his contacts to arrange his release. Standing beside his son's body, Kim was broken from within. But the real shock came when the doctor said if his son had reached the hospital just minutes earlier, he could have been saved. Hearing this, Kim swore he would never forgive the driver. Even though Song had erased most of the evidence, his fear didn't end. The car was still in his garage. That night, he called his old friend and, pretending to grieve, said that it was his wife's death anniversary. And ever since she died, whenever his son sat in that car, he suffered an asthma attack. That's why he quietly wanted to get rid of it. The friend agreed to help and quickly contacted a butcher who supplied pork meat. The next day, the butcher came in disguise and drove the car away. Watching the car disappear into the distance, Song felt relief for the first time. Meanwhile, Kim pulled the emergency call recordings from the police. He kept listening to it again and again and realized it wasn't his son who had called, but perhaps the driver. Even though the caller hadn't spoken a word, just by hearing the breathing, Kim understood he had asthma, and that tiny detail became the biggest clue Kim had to find the killer.